Hiya, welcome to my channel, A Busy Retirement with me, Georgie. Now before we get started on this project, I need to show you something, and that will explain why I'm standing here in my kitchen. Check this out.
Hi, two apologies to make here. I've not long since come back from the dentist, so my mouth isn't moving too well. And I need to get this video put together to go up on Wednesday. It's now Monday afternoon. Okay, when I first started recording this making of a light box in the kitchen, it was actually August the 22nd. And there was a massive wind. It was so loud I couldn't work outside. That's all you would have heard. You wouldn't have heard me at all. So I went out to take a video of it to show you how strong the wind was blowing through the trees and how loud it was. And I don't think I would have been able to keep anything down on a table outside either. So I came in, closed all the house up, made sure everything was nice and locked tight, doors, windows, and try to keep as much of the noise down as possible. And you probably, if you haven't seen it, go and have a look at my flash storm that happened 2 days after this raging wind had blown through our suburb. Anyway, let's get back to the video and creating a light box. I'm sure you will find a use for one.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it? I don't know what it's going to be like tonight, whether I'm going to get much sleep or not. Anyway, back to the project. I've got 3 cameras set up, so hopefully I've got all angles that you can see what I'm doing. So for the light box, what you need is one sheet of, this is just crafting card. It's 250 GSM. Now, I don't know if that's the global measurement or name for it and thickness, but I will look that up for you. Okay, so just one sheet of that. The other thing I've got is, this is called in Australia corflute. It's actually corrugated plastic, and I think that's what it's called in some other countries. I will look that up and see. I don't know if you can see on the cameras, there are corrugations inside 2 sheets of plastic. It's very lightweight, great to work with for projects. It's also great for doing outdoor signs. It's lightweight, you can carry them around. If you're going to use a sign outside, you of course need to anchor it or put it on some metal stakes that are quite heavy that will hold it. It's easy to cut, and it is easier to cut along the corrugation. It's a little bit difficult, or more difficult, going across the corrugation. But as long as you've got a sharp blade in your knife, you will be fine. Okay, so to start with, what we need to do is, the light box is going to be a square box, and that needs to be able to fit your cardboard in. So my first measurement will be the width. Always make it the width of the card, and this card is 51 centimetres, which is just a little bit over 20 inches. So if you're going to be working in inches, I would round it up. Just makes it easier for dividing it when you come to doing the next bit, once you've got your square cut out. So I'm just going to pop that down here for now. Hopefully it doesn't bend. And we're going to measure 51. I'm actually going to make it 52 centimetres because, again, it's easier to divide a rounded number or an even number rather than an odd number. So on here I need 52 centimetres, which works out at 20.5 inches. So again, maybe you do a 20 inch or even a 22 inch, it's up to you. It's a little bit wider than the card, but I don't think that's going to make much difference. Now you're probably wondering, what on earth would you use a light box for? Well, if any of you have your own business where you make things and sell them online, or even if you like to sell things on Marketplace, whatever, a light box is great for getting photos without, you've got all this background around you. If I try to take a photo here, I've got the oven, I've got the sink, I've got the cooktop, everything's in the photo, and then you've got to try and get rid of all of the background. A light box eliminates that problem. So I've got 51 there, or 52 there. Turn it around, and I'm going to do 52 from there. And put a pencil mark for that one. Okay. So do yourself a couple of markers. This is just so you get a straight line. I'm going to turn it around the other way because it's too deep for me to work on. So I'll come in the other way. 52 is there. Now, I've got a 1 metre, what is it? It's 1 complete metre to this mark here. This is just the bit where I hang it up in the shed. It's also got inches on it, so it's a 40-inch ruler. So what I'm going to do now is those little lines I've drawn for myself is draw a complete line, touching those. This is just like what you used to do in school when you were doing art and craft or woodwork or metalwork. I even did it in sewing as well, when we were making patterns. Alright, so there's one line. And the other line I need to do from here. From here to here. So we're going to go 52 all along there. 52 there. I try to get it as straight as I can because when you come to put the box together you don't want any gaps, if possible. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, because this line runs with the corrugation, it's quite easy to use my roller cutter. Probably can't see that. I'll turn that the other way around. Let's see if the other camera will pick it up. I'm butting the guide up to the line, the pencil line. And, oh, I can't do that with that hand. I'll see if I can do it that way. I don't know if you heard that thud or crack. That was the roller actually cutting into the core flute. It has done a pretty good job. You can see it's bending. So what I'm going to do now is this side. Unfortunately the blade on the roller cutter won't go all the way through when it goes against the corrugation. So what I need to do is make sure I've got my Stanley knife. It's called Fat Max. I've also got a Fat Max spirit level. I love my Stanley tools. It's got a brand new blade in it, so it's nice and sharp. The only problem is I can't put a lot of weight on this right hand because of the arthritis, but I do my best. Oh. Okay. So the easiest way to do that now is bend that. I might actually take it off right to the end, right across that, and snap that whole piece off. See how easily it bends once you've got the... But as you can see, the knife hasn't gone all the way through due to my arthritis. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come around that side and see if I can show you on here what I do with it. Okay. So if I hang it over the edge of the bench, keep it away from the bench because you don't want to put your knife into that. Now that I've got that bent over, I can just go through and get the last bit. Whoops. Try to keep it as straight as possible. Flush against. You can see there, I haven't cut it very well. That'll come off with a pair of scissors. You see there, those bits will need cutting with scissors. So, let's put scissors onto that. Not very neat, is it? And that side is the same. Just need to go through, and it's easier, I think, if we turn it that way. You can see the light shining through, and just run your knife along. A lot easier to do it that way. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, so now with this, what you need is you need a bottom, two sides, a back, and a top. Now your top, no, your bottom and your back stay like this. Your two sides and your top need a hole cutting out. Now I did do some before because I didn't want to waste your time watching me cutting the holes, and unfortunately what I did was I cut too many. I've got the side, two sides, one, and the top, and I went and cut another one, which I've had to put back together. That's just a bit of permanent vinyl on both sides to hold that in. Now that won't matter because that will be covered when I'm using the box. got 2 without the hole, and you've got 2 with a hole cut out of the middle. Now with the holes, you want to leave yourself a decent sized border. What I've done is I've come in 8mm from the edge. With that, 8mm is about 3¼ inches all the way around, which left me with a 36cm square. 36 centimetre square. So basically that's 14 inches on each side. Okay, so that is what your box is going to have with the base, the back, two sides with holes, and a top with a hole. Now to join all that together and to make it convenient, we're going to fix it so that you can put it flat and store it away with that in between so it doesn't get bent or twisted or creased. So to do that, what we need is some stick-on. Don't know where I put it. Here it is. Some stick-on Velcro. Just open this up. And the way I'm going to do this I need to cut 2 pieces the same size. Let's measure it and see how we go. I'm going to cut I'm going to do 5 centimetre length, which is 2 inches.
When cutting the Velcro, you're going to need 20 strips. So join it together and cut 20, so you've got 20 of each piece. That should be enough to put your box together.
So what we're going to do is, I'll do it flat first. With your Velcro, you're going to take 1 piece, doesn't matter which piece, and you're going to cut it in half. And you're going to stick 1 half here, and the other half there. Okay, hang on to this bit, because you're going to need the next ones. Put that bit aside and cut this one in half. we're going to line those pieces up. So you've got your base or your backboard. We'll use this as the backboard. You've got one of your sides, which you need to line them up so that they're square, and put your next pieces that you cut in line with the ones on the back. Where did I put the other piece that I cut? There it is. Okay, so what you've got now is that's your backboard, and that's going to go at the back. This is your side. Oops, how did I do that? Now, I've got to stuff that right up because, I don't know if you can see, they don't meet. So, what have I done wrong? I think, alright, there's a blooper. Let's change it and see, that's there, let's set this one up. Hopefully the sticky doesn't wear out, and we'll put that one to there so it meets that one. Oh, okay, and then we'll set this one up and put it there so it makes that one. And I'm sure you can see what the idea is to hold it together. Now what we do is, I don't need to take the vinyl off that one, or the backing off that one, or off that one. So that then holds two sides together. They can be adjusted if it feels too tight. So the next thing we need to do is, and then that, when you're finished, you can put down, fold it up like that to pack it away. So we need to now do the same on this side with the other side panel, and let's do it right this time. Put it there, got one, okay, so we've now got the backboard and two sides. And that round so you can see me through them. Alright, so the next thing we're going to need to do is get the top on. Now with the top, what we're going to do is, the way we've got these top and bottom, we're going to need to do that with the top on all three sides. So that side and the back. And then the same applies with the bottom. So the bottom will slide under there, and we're going to do the same with the bottom and have all three sides with the Velcro to hold it in place. So I'm going to get on with that. I'm not going to talk because it does take forever to do, and I can speed it up when I'm not talking. I can do a voiceover if I need to later. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so that's your light box, not completed yet. If you find there's gaps like in there and there, you could always put some more Velcro straps to hold it tight. But it just makes it easier to pull it all apart. Two, three, four. That one's flopping. As you can see, that one's gone down inside. We can stick the top on there. Then all we do is rope, knocking stuff over. Undo that one. Undo that one. That folds in, and that one you could fold back under that way. And there it is, all flat packed. So you can pack it away when you're finished. Next bit to do is this, and what do we do with those holes that we made? So now, to fill these holes that we cut in our core flute, what I'm going to use is, it's just a painter's drop sheet. I think it's less than $1 at the hardware store. So what I'm going to do is open it up. I've already done one, so I know how to fit it. And the size that I need is, remember, each of these was 36 centimetres. Yeah. When you're unravelling all of this, try not to unravel too much, because we need to keep at least 3 of the layers together. As you can see, I've cut that, whoops, there goes the kitchen light. I've cut a piece out of that one already. So what I now need to do is, there's one, actually there's 4 layers there. Okay, so we've got 4 layers at the moment. Now I don't know how that's going to work, so this is going to be a bit of a, let's see how it goes. We need it to fit over this hole with enough on each side to be able to tape it down. So let's get the pen, and we'll continue this side, and what we'll do is we'll make a mark here, a corner here, and then cut straight across to that side there. Now the easiest way to do this, so we do get a straight line, is with our straight edge. That down there, that down there. Okay, if I line it up, I'm not very good doing looking at things, just like, my eyes just don't work. Let's put it that way. Okay, so we draw the line that way, and then we know that we've got, well, that didn't work very well. I'm not very good with scissors either, so what I'm going to do is push that further up onto that board. I think the problem was it was sitting on the edge of the board. It's better. Nice straight line on that side. That one, that one. Okay. So what we'll do here, whoops, I'm going to bring it on a bit further in to see if all the cameras are picking it up. I'm not sure which ones are picking up and which are not. So take this out from underneath because we don't want to score that with the knife. And we're just going to run the knife through all those layers. It should pull away. It is pulling away. Well, it's a little bit at the end, which I didn't go further with the knife because I didn't want it cutting my kitchen bench. The importance of getting things straight. Okay, that's that one done. And now for this line. To make sure your straight edge stays in place, it's always better to make sure you're putting pressure on where you're going to be working. Otherwise it can slide. I've had that happen a number of times on other projects I worked on. Not quite got that end bit. Whoa. Hold that down too. Okay, so that's one lot. Just put that aside for now. Oh no, you know what I'm doing? I'm cutting it on the core flute. Not clever, George. That's why you draw lines. Okay. I've basically got where I'm going to anyway, so. That's why the knife wasn't running so well. Maybe I need a new blade. It's still not cutting very well. so we've got to there. Now let's just make sure that's big enough for that hole. Looks like it's okay to there. There's the end, there's the end. And I might just go a little bit more. We can always cut it off if we've gone too far, but we can't add to it if we don't go far enough. Okay, nice and straight there. Pull it further up. I think what I might do actually is turn it around the other way, because it's just a little bit wider than my cutting board at the moment. There we go. Just lay that on the floor for now. We've now got 2 lots of plastic to put onto our boards. I'll get the first one up. And you need to make sure you sticky tape it to the outside of your board. You don't want the sticky tape on the inside. Yes, that's quite big, but that doesn't matter. For now, it will do. I'm just going to put a few bits of tape on, just so you can see what happens with that. And the second one. Okay, so that's those 2 done now. So what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to change spots, because as you saw when I was trying to build the box together, by the time you've got the bench top and the box, you can't see me. So I'm going to move to the kitchen table, where hopefully it'll be easy to work around. So I'll be back soon. Okay, so here we are. We've got one side up already. And what we're going to do, got the base, the back. Something I did work out after I shut it down to, before I started this next section, was I went to build it back together again, and I didn't know which piece went on which side. So what I have now done is I've written on each piece, I've just covered it over, that goes that way. So that tells me that's going to go to the back. So this is the right hand side of the box as you look at it, and everything lines up properly then if you've got it in the right place. And I did put an extra piece of Velcro in the middle as well to make sure that I've closed all the gaps. So I'm going to squeeze around instead of walking in front of the camera. oops, that one's moved. We don't want Velcro moving. It needs to be back to the edge of the sheet. Okay. The easiest way if you've got to move it is stick it back to this cover and then press it back into place. And I think that's how come I end up with it in the wrong place. Is that one done? And that one done. So now all I've got to do is put the top on. And you will see on this one, I've actually put top with an arrow, so I know that that part goes to the back. Otherwise, when you take it apart to pack it away, you're going to put it back up again for another photo shoot. You're going to be like me and wonder where you are. And it takes ages to work out which piece of Velcro meets which piece of Velcro. That's the two sides done. And now for the back piece. Okay, so now you can see, I don't know if you can see on this camera, on the back I've actually written the back base, so I know that that goes down that way, and same on the bottom I had to write, it's going to be upside down for you to read, I missed a bit in the middle here, I will put another piece on, and this is the floor, and that's the back, so it attaches to the back of your light box. Now, to make it a light box, what we need now are lights. Now, I don't even know if this is going to work, to be honest. This is a test run, so keep your fingers crossed. Turn that on, turn that on. Turn that on. That one on. Yeah, so that one's not actually quite reaching. I might need to put another couple of books on top of that one, I think. But as you can see, it is lighting the inside of the box up. So it's doing the job that it's supposed to do. Now this is actually supposed to stop shadows on your item that you're videoing or taking a photo of. Now, what I did do, because I ran out of the black Velcro, I went and bought some just handy dots, and they'll work for the card that's going to go and sit inside. So what we'll do is, if you can see what I'm doing here, so we've got big dots and we've got small dots. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we'll use the big ones. And I'm going to put the rough, that I think they call that the hook on the backboard. So the other one will go on. And if you've got a label, put that to the back as well, so it's not seen in your photos. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to put one up there, one in that corner, one in that corner, and one in the centre. Now you need to decide which is going to be your top and which is going to be your bottom. For safety's sake for now, I'm going to use the bit with the label for the top. That goes in there. It's not quite big enough. If I hadn't have cut the hole out of the wrong one, we wouldn't see this. So I might have to get another sheet of this card. I don't know. We'll see how we go. We'll get this as close to the edge of that as we can. The other thing is, you don't have to make your box this big. You could make it the same size as the sheet of card. Now what am I doing? Ha ha ha! I put it the wrong way, didn't I? That's going to go on there. Stick down to there, and I'm going to put the sticky side to the hooks. Not very smart, George. How to waste materials. Put it the right way up, and it should stick down. That one's there. Stick that one down. Now let's stick these ones. One, two. Oh, that's not good. That actually stuck to the paper. I didn't think they were supposed to do that. Okay, so bring it up as much as we can. Get it to the back as much as we can. And that really, all that does is it stops having that line at the back of your photo as well. So you've now got a smooth run. So when you put your item, it's lit, there's no shadows. You've got a smooth background. You can take your photo, and of course if it's too big you can crop it, and all you'll see then is a nice smooth white background. I don't know what it's going to look like at night time, so I might pop back. It's now 5:15, Thursday, late afternoon, early evening. When it goes dark, I'm going to leave everything set up here, and we'll have another look and see what it looks like taking photos at night. For those of you that work and want to do after hours photo shoots, we'll see how it works then. I'm a bit concerned about this one at the top. I think it needs to be higher up so that it shines like that. I might have to make a special stand for it so I can actually sit that in something, and then it will be directly over the top in the middle. Anyway, I'll see you later when it's all dark. Okay, here we are. It's now 6:25. It's getting a bit dark outside. So as you can see, with just the kitchen lights, the overhead lights, and I've got lights in the other part of the kitchen. It's quite dull in there and not very good for taking photos. So once we put the lights on, by the way, with the plastic on the sides, I've taken the 3 layers out, so there's only 1 layer of the drop sheet there at the moment. As you can see, it's a lot better now for taking photos. There's a little bit of shadow just around the bottom here, but you've got a nice smooth back from that card. And like I said, you want to make a smaller box for smaller items. That's just as easy. I'm going to make a smaller one out of the bits that I had left over from when I cut these sides out, and see how we go with a smaller box. And small, yeah, if you wanted a small item in there, let me see, what have I got that's small? How about that? So if I was to take that out and put that in there, that's a special coin, Australian one. It gets lost in a large box. So these are so cheap that you can make more than 1 box out of the 5 sheets of core flute that you bought. And a painter's drop sheet, that's going to go a long way. So anyway, that's the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you have a go at making your own light box. You can do it out of a cardboard box if you wish. Problem with cardboard, I know, when you start packing it away and getting it out, packing it away and getting it out, it will tend to bend and crease, and eventually the cardboard's going to rot. Core flute's going to last you for a long, long time. And, you know, to pack it away, I suppose we could do a pack away. Let's see. I'll leave the lights on so you can see. In there. And then that one can just fold over the top. And there it is, nice and neat. Pop it down the side of a desk. So, whoops, turn these off, and that is your light box. So, well, I hope you enjoyed the video of the light box. I'm so sorry for all the bloopers that happened there. And of course, right at the very end, when I went back to do the nighttime shots, don't know what happened with the camera, whether I'd clicked the zoom or what I did, I don't know. But anyway, I lost my head. So here is a different ending to that lightbox video. Okay, the video for next week is going to be some lattice that I picked up from the local tip shop, and I'm going to be evening up my patio. You've seen videos of me outdoors, and I've had the patio, you know, the doors behind me and the 2 sides. One side, you know, all pretty, and the other side's not quite so. So that's being evened up. And that's it for this Wednesday. Click the thumbs up, give me a like, put some comments down below, and I will see you next week. Have a great week. Bye for now.